end of Buddhist Lent. Auk Phansa, or the Mahapavarana Day, is a significant Buddhist festival celebrated in Thailand, Laos, and some other Theravada Buddhist countries. It marks the end of the 3-month Buddhist Lent, also known as Vasa, or the Buddhist Rain Retreat. It falls on the full moon day of the month of Kathin, usually in October or November in the Buddhist lunar calendar. During the Buddhist Lent, monks traditionally stay within their monasteries to intensify their meditation and studies. Auk Phansa signifies the end of this retreat period, and this day holds special significance for monks and nuns, and is associated with several important activities. Monks and nuns gather in the monastic assembly to recite the Patimokkha, which is the code of monastic discipline or rules of conduct. This recitation is a formal act of confessing any transgressions of the monastic rules that may have occurred during the previous rains retreat Vasa. It is an important ceremony for maintaining the purity and harmony of the monastic community. During the Patimokkha recitation, monks and nuns also renew their vows to adhere to the monastic code and live by the Vinaya, which is the monastic rulebook. This is a solemn and important commitment. Mahapavarana Day is an occasion for monks and nuns to openly confess any transgressions they may have committed and seek reconciliation with the monastic community. It is a process of self-purification and resolution. Lay Buddhists often take the opportunity to make offerings to the monastic community. This act of generosity, known as dana, is a way for lay people to accumulate merit and support the Sangha, the monastic order. It is also customary for monks to give Dharma talks on this day, sharing teachings and reflections on the Vinaya, ethical conduct, and other aspects of the Buddha's teachings. Lay devotees may attend these talks to deepen their understanding of Buddhism. Auk Phansa is a time for Buddhists to accumulate merit by engaging in acts of generosity, such as offering alms to monks, releasing birds and fish as a symbol of compassion, and making donations to temples. For Buddhists, Auk Phansa is also a time for spiritual reflection and renewal. It's an opportunity to recommit to Buddhist teachings and deepen one's spiritual practice. There is a well-known story in Buddhist tradition about the Buddha visiting the heavenly realms to give a sermon to his deceased mother, Queen Mahamaya, also known as Mahamaya, and other celestial beings. This event is referred to as the descent from the heaven of the 33 or Trayastrimsa heaven. Queen Mahamaya, the mother of Siddhartha Gautama, the future Buddha, passed away 7 days after giving birth to Siddhartha in Lumbini. According to tradition, she was reborn in the heavenly realm, known as the Tavatimsa heaven, or the heaven of the 33 gods, due to her virtuous and meritorious life. After attaining enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, the Buddha's radiant presence and compassion were felt, not only on earth but also in the heavenly realms. In response to a request from his mother, who was now a divine being, the Buddha visited the Tavatimsa heaven. As the Buddha ascended to the Tavatimsa heaven, his presence shone with extraordinary radiance and purity. His arrival was marked by a profound sense of tranquility and serenity. The Buddha was welcomed by Queen Mahamaya, who recognized her son instantly. The mother and son were reunited in the heavenly realm, and their love and connection transcended earthly bonds. The Tavatimsa heaven was filled with celestial beings, including various deities, who had gathered to witness the Buddha's visit and listen to his teachings. The atmosphere was one of awe and reverence. The Buddha delivered a sermon to his mother and the assembled deities. Sitting amidst the celestial assembly, the Buddha delivered a sermon known as the Santava Sutta, or Discourse to Mahamaya. He spoke eloquently about the impermanence of all things, the nature of suffering, and the path to liberation from suffering. His teachings had a profound impact not only on his mother, but also on all the celestial beings present. Queen Mahamaya, upon hearing her son's teachings and experiencing his presence, underwent a transformation in her spiritual journey, attained a higher level of spiritual realization, and advanced in her own path toward enlightenment, and experienced great joy and realization. The moment was imbued with a sense of spiritual grace, compassion, and transcendence. It symbolized the boundless love and compassion of the Buddha, who had returned to guide his mother and all sentient beings, regardless of their realm of existence. After completing his sermon and ensuring the spiritual well-being of his mother, the Buddha returned to earth to continue his mission of teaching and guiding those on the path to enlightenment. As the Buddha prepared to leave the Tavatimsa heaven and descend back to earth, he was warmly bid farewell by the celestial beings who had gathered there. Deva's celestial beings, including the Deva King Saka, also known as Indra, are often depicted as showing great reverence and gratitude to the Buddha for his teachings and his visit. The Buddha's return to earth involved a celestial descent. He is often depicted descending from the heavenly realms through the use of a divine staircase, ladder, or a celestial vehicle. This descent is symbolic of the Buddha's willingness to return to the human realm to continue his teaching mission. The Buddha's return to earth on the day after the Mahapavarana Day or Orkphansa is often celebrated with great ceremony and reverence by both celestial beings and humans. Devotees and disciples gathered to welcome the Buddha. Takbat Devo and Chukphra are two important Buddhist festivals celebrated in Thailand, and they are associated with distinct traditions and rituals. Takbat Devo, also known as the Festival of Giving Alms to the Monks, is a religious ceremony where lay people offer food and other essentials to Buddhist monks. It is a significant act of merit-making and devotion in Thai Buddhism. This festival usually takes place on the first day of the 11th lunar month, which corresponds to the end of the Buddhist Lent Vassa period. Similar to the Orkphansa festival, it marks the conclusion of the rainy season retreat for monks. During Takbat Devo, devout Buddhists wake up early in the morning to prepare food and other offerings. They then gather along the streets or at temples to wait for the monks to walk by in a procession. Lay people respectfully offer food, flowers, and other items to the monks' alms bowls as they pass by. Offering alms to the monks is considered a highly meritorious act in Buddhism. Lay people believe that by participating in this ceremony, they accumulate good karma and blessings. While the basic practice of offering alms to monks is consistent, the way Takbat Devo is celebrated can vary from region to region in Thailand. Some areas are known for particularly elaborate and picturesque processions. Chukphra, also known as the Festival of the Royal Barge Procession or Buddhist Lent Boat Racing Festival, is a traditional Thai festival that combines Buddhist and cultural elements. It typically involves boat races and the procession of Buddha images. Chukphra is celebrated at the end of the Buddhist Lent period, coinciding with the Takbat Devo festival. One of the central features of the Chukphra festival is the boat races, where teams of rowers compete in colorful and decorated longboats. These races are held on rivers and canals in various parts of Thailand, and they attract large crowds of spectators. In addition to the boat races, Chukphra often includes a procession of revered Buddha images, which are carried on beautifully decorated floats through the streets. This is a way of showing respect to Buddhism and the religious significance of the festival. Chukphra is not only a religious event, but also a community celebration that showcases Thai culture and heritage. It brings together people from different backgrounds to participate in the festivities. Auk Fansa is a meaningful Buddhist festival that marks the end of the rainy season retreat for monks and provides an opportunity for lay people to make merit, express devotion, and celebrate their faith. It combines religious observance with cultural traditions and is an important event in the Theravada Buddhist calendar.